What made you pick this location to put a winery in? What was the real estate value like when it is there, and how is that done? That kind of thing.
Right. So we started our winery in 2006. So we started our winery right at the downturn of the economy. And it was a struggle. And we had both tasting rooms, joint tasting rooms in different places with different wineries. And we did that for, we did it for 6 years up in Auburn, and then we did it for 7 years. We were down at the High Hand Fruit Shed. We kept getting moved out of these different places because the other wineries that were with us, who owned the property, wanted to have their own winery. And now that we kind of helped them get established, we just moved on. So we started looking for property, and we looked here in Placer County. Like I said, we wanted to be in Placer. Really didn't even think about Lincoln. And when we saw this property, it was all overgrown. It was on the market for 15 years, I think it was. Nobody saw the potential in this property. So my wife found it, and I crawled in it with a jumpsuit on and got a whole bunch of ticks on my back and and realized that it was a beautiful piece of property. From when we bought this property, now speeding forward 8 years, of course the property's gone up in value. It's gone up, amazingly in value. I would say what pushed us into this region, like I said earlier, is literally the rolling hills. The Lincoln itself is so beautiful. It's small, it's quaint. It's everything that you want to have when you come to a winery and sit down and enjoy a glass of wine.
Sorry, I got distracted by Luigi.
That's okay.
Lucia. Sorry about that.
So I want to touch base on what you were talking about, Mitch, with the passive income, because that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Like, we love meeting and networking and providing service to people. But just as importantly, or even maybe more importantly, is that passive income. Joe, how does that fall into place and work with your business?
Yeah, I'm not sure that we actually have a passive income.
Yeah, I was wondering. I don't think what he's doing is passive. But the real estate is.
Well, what I mean by that is...
Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, your memberships, right?
Oh, there you go.
So that's kind of where I was thinking about how you have this community loyalty.
Right.
And not only that, but because you provide a good product, people continue to invest into that because that's something that they enjoy.
Got it.
So as a passive income.
Thank you. So it's interesting because a lot of people think if you have a winery, you must be a millionaire, right? You got tons and tons of money. But in order to get what you're saying, when our membership grows, the need for wine grows. When the need for wine grows, that need for money has to be installed in grapes and stainless steel tanks and wine barrels and all this other stuff. So they say the fastest way to have $1 million or to lose $1 million is to open up a winery. I think they're probably pretty true. Yeah, you start with 2 and you end up with 1.
Yeah.
But it's more of a way of life. So that income that comes in from selling wine, from having wine club memberships, from doing events, really gets pushed back into the business. And I think that's what you're trying to say earlier. What do you do businessly, as a business sense, to continue to grow? And I think you're either doing one or two things. You're either growing or you're declining. And so it's important for us as a winery just to keep putting that money back in, to keep improving the property, to keep improving our wines and our wine making abilities. Yeah.
As an investor and an entrepreneur, I look at my dollars as minions, right? Mm-hmm. And so how can I make those dollars, rather than, purchasing things, how can I make those little dollars work for me and to bring more minions in? Yeah. And I think that I'd imagine with your business, it's not only investing into your product, but the land and just all of the different things that involves.
No, you're absolutely right. And by doing that, we're then able to help our community more too, because we're making a little bit more money. We're putting it back into the industry itself, which is creating more money, which then when somebody like this lady says, hey, I want to do this wine tasting, could you help us?
Right.
It doesn't hurt as much. It still hurts to give. But it doesn't hurt as much. And we're able to do those type of things more readily.
And my hope is, like, when I see businesses reach out and support those not-for-profits in the community, like, that makes me want to support those businesses, because I'm like, they're doing good in the community. How can I support their business? Yeah.
You just said it hurts to give. What hurts even more is when people come to you with a need and you don't have it to give.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that we lose sight sometimes in all of our goals and all of our businesses. One of my goals is to give away $1 million. And I'm well on my way. I haven't given it all away. And I know some people could just write a check for $1 million. Right. It'll take me a lifetime to give it away. But when you don't have any to give to somebody, you're like, you know what? I should do my business a little better. So when somebody does need something, I've got it.
Yeah, I agree.
So Mitch, what got you into